Breaking news. Russia's ministry buildings in Moscow's financial district are hit by drone fire, and Ukraine is being blamed. Vladimir Putin was scheduled to give a brief speech in St. Petersburg after inspecting the Russian Navy, but the timing of the attack made his speech impossible. On Sunday morning, drones attacked a skyscraper in a wealthy section of Moscow, damaging several government offices. Moscow Mayor Sergei Sobyanin blamed Ukraine for the attack on Moscow City, a gleaming new financial district often called Russia's Canary Wharf. Drones from Ukraine launched an attack tonight. 2 city office towers suffered minor damage to their facades, he said. Later reports indicated that a security guard and a woman, both aged 21, had been injured by shrapnel. A few hours later, Vladimir Putin had just finished inspecting the Russian Navy at their annual parade in St. Petersburg, and he gave a short, muted speech. Many of Russia's leading financial institutions are headquartered in Moscow City's glass and steel skyscrapers. Monday through Friday, business suits parade through its pristine streets en route to City View offices and lunch at the area's finest eateries. The moment at 4:15 a.m. when 2 drones collided with a tower in the IQ Quarter was captured on cell phone video. A woman begins to cry and wail after a whining sound precedes a large explosion. Photos taken later revealed a huge gaping hole on the 42nd floor of the building. There was broken glass, bent metal, and Russian government papers all over the ground. Implied accountability. Russia has increased its air defenses around Moscow by installing jamming equipment and surface-to-air missile systems in response to reports of Ukrainian drone activity. However, its defense ministry acknowledged that, during Sunday's attack, only 1 of 3 drones was successfully shot down. The Ukrainian government has remained silent, but an Air Force spokesman, Yuri Inat, has suggested that the Ukrainian government may be to blame. Something is always in the air in Russia, he said, and in Moscow in particular. The Russian Ministries of Economic Development and Trade and Industry reportedly had offices in the destroyed building, according to Russian media. At the very least, this was the 3rd drone attack on Moscow this week and the 4th in the month of July. On Friday, officials said that air defense systems shot down drones outside the city, and on Monday morning, 2 drones reportedly hit buildings near the defense ministry. Putin, according to the Kremlin, was briefed on the attack. Since at least Thursday, Putin has been in St. Petersburg, hosting a summit of African leaders. He went to the annual Navy Day parade on Sunday. One of the year's major propaganda events, it gives him a chance to gush about Peter the Great, the 18th-century Tsar who expanded Russia's empire by building a navy. Disappointing oratory. In contrast to Putin's inflammatory speech in 2022, which railed against the United States and the West, this performance was subdued and focused on patriotism and history. Although he wanted to increase naval spending, he made no mention of the conflict in Ukraine. After inspecting a few gunboats and a new missile boat, he said, "I thank the personnel of the Russian Navy for the impeccable performance of the tasks facing you, for your reliability, diligence, perseverance, for impeccable devotion to the fatherland." Putin's speech was criticized for being full of cliché historical references and boasts, according to analysts. Defense attaché for the United Kingdom in Moscow from 2019 to 2022, John Foreman, called it a boilerplate speech meant to invoke Peter the Great. According to him, Russian sea power is in reverse after the entry of Finland and Sweden into NATO. Putin was accompanied on the inspection by Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu. He has taken a lot of heat for the botched invasion of Ukraine, and in June, Wagner mercenaries rose up against him.